If you wasn't sure or convinced that this man was a panderer, check out this video. Shout out to Anton, man. You put me on to even looking at this. And this is a separate clip. But we're going to talk about it for a second. I got something to see.
You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have something that I want to show you, but I want to talk to the ladies real quick, specifically because I know a lot of you watch him and you listen to him. Ace Metaphor from tonight's podcast. I ain't knocking a man's hustle. He found success in doing what he does. I've done some reactions to him, and typically with his shows, he has a lineup of 5 to 6 people or more. They sit on the stage and they give out relationship advice. Sounds pretty palatable, doesn't it? I mean, they have a stage, which means they have an audience. And if they have an audience, that means that they must be doing something right. While in most cases that might be true, you can make the argument that a lot of the stuff that gets said on these shows don't really have any truth to it. I remember a few weeks ago, I did a reaction to tonight's show, tonight's conversation, excuse me, how they broke up, how business was horrible, people weren't getting paid what they thought they should. It was a lot of drama with them. I'm not going to go there. What I want to talk about is the dumb shit that this man says out of his mouth, and y'all eat it up. Let me tell you something. That man is lying to you. He is not being 1000% authentic. This is going to be a little lengthy because, for one, I want to react to something that he has said in a prior clip that Anton Daniels had responded to, basically saying he's trying to catalog his journey so that it will help bring him or provide him therapy in his healing so that he no longer is the guy that he was before, which ultimately was a bad guy, a piece of shit, someone who used women and shat on them at every opportunity. He was a playboy and all this, blah, 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 blah. Basically, his talking points are what the women utilized in their reaction videos and in their conversations, putting all the blame on men for being horrible, for ruining their lives, for getting them knocked up and this, that, and the third, not taking no accountability for them and their own actions. That's the shit he on. And that was pretty much what he was doing in this particular lineup. He was saying, well, looking back, I was this and I was that. And I'm doing this now so that then won't exist now, because now I am not what I was then. That's all he's saying, for real, for real. Ace Metaphor is one of the biggest panderers on the internet. Now, this is how I know he's full of shit and he's on some other stuff. rhinoceros snot, peach shavings, shoe polish thinner. I don't know what the hell he's on about, but this brother, he brought God into it. But then in the same breath, he's talking about allowing his wife to possibly have the opportunity to sleep with other guys while they're in a polyamorous relationship. Why the fuck would you be in a polyamorous relationship, married? Why would you even get married and be in a polyamorous relationship? Why not just be in a polyamorous relationship? Do you not know the difference between having a wife and having multiple partners? Do you not know the difference between having partners that are just there for the sexual aspect of it versus having a wife that is completely separate in biblical terms and secular terms? I mean, just in general, this nigga be saying some stupid shit, bro. And I don't know how the hell. Well, no, I ain't gonna say that. I know how the hell a lot of y'all ladies listen to this foolishness, because it allows you to continue to categorize these dudes in a delusional way. But you know what? You don't take my word for it. Go ahead and listen to this bullshit that he just spewed out his mouth. I can't believe Cam did a whole show with this fool, but I appreciate it because, yeah, you're exposing yourself, man, for who you really are. Hold on.
And already know a lot of heterosexual men don't like women for real. They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs. So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize, or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep for, it, because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet, and what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life. A lot of times we'll talk about strength and we'll say men are stronger than women. But that's because we value physical strength. We're not talking about emotional strength, spiritual strength. Yeah. We're not talking about the type of strength that can run a household. And we're not putting that same type of weight. And what I would encourage, and this was the shift that I had to do, is I had to start liking the wholeness of a woman outside of sex. And then when you do that, now you appreciate the things a complete woman can bring to your life. When we talk about the Bible talks about finding a capable wife. Right? That capable wife, that person that if you was to stumble, can pick up the ball and start running. And there's a lot of men that have just a wife because they was only concerned about what she can do in the bed. Yeah. And so what I'm just encouraging men to do is just like, and it's for our own benefit, because a lot of us, especially men with some type of means, we end up finding a dependent, not a partner. Yeah, she can fuck us good. But if you was able to stumble, bro, what the fuck is going to happen with your family? And so I just encourage men to be, I'm not going to say more, because that's unrealistic to a lot of men, but as attracted to what she brings as a feminine energy to your life.
Hold on a second.
Cut it out.
My nigga, didn't you just say you want a polyamorous relationship that you aren't opposed to allowing your wife to get dick down by other men? But you talking about how men don't really like women for real. They only like them because of the sexual aspect of it. Ain't that what? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Yo, I blame y'all for this. I really do. I blame y'all for this. As soon as she said that shit, I'm like, yeah, that's woman talk. I've heard women say this shit way too much. On top of that, let's get this perfectly clear, my G. Men do not look at women just for the sexual aspect of it. Women make themselves a fucking trophy. They put themselves in front of the camera. They put themselves on social media with barely anything on. They spend hundreds of dollars on hair and makeup, go outside to show off the fact that they have a certain type of shape. All for what? To compete? Who are they competing with? We don't sexualize women. Women sexualize themselves. And then when you put yourself out here on the internet for the world to see you as a sexual object, you don't give real men much incentive to want to take you seriously for anything other than what you're already putting yourself out there for. Yet and still, you want a wife and you want to give her the option to sleep with other people, and you want to sleep with other people too while you're married. But in the same breath, you're saying that men only sexualize women. They don't see them for anything else. Let me ask you something too also. How are you providing security and safety for your wife if you're fucking other women? A real woman is not okay with sharing her husband. A real woman is not okay dispersing her spiritual energy to other forces outside of the infrastructure that y'all built together. A real woman is not about to sit up here and be okay with you giving your time and resources out to someone that is not in the house with you building the family. What are you even saying, man? How do y'all even listen to that dude? That shit is crazy, bro. That shit's absolutely crazy. I'm sorry. Ain't no fucking way in the world I'm about to listen to a single thing you say. Marriage is between a man and a woman. There is no third parties, you fucking idiot. Excuse my language, but yeah, you tripping, sir. I gotta call it for what it is. You absolutely have lost your damn mind. Them men that you're referring to, those are probably the men that don't even get love from women. Real men, especially the ones that have been married for years and years and years, the ones that ended up getting the wife divorced them and left them, because we know that divorce is initiated more by women than men. Do you think those men looked at their wife as only sexual objects? Did you do a survey? Did you go across the entire lifespan of men and get statistical evidence to suggest that this is accurate? No, you didn't. You're just saying shit that these dumbass women say because they're hurt and bitter at the quality of life that they have curated for themselves and choosing the type of men that they prefer over the ones that they should really be dealing with. You welcome though. I'm glad I could educate you a little bit. I'm glad I could help you out. I know you're lost. You're making money off of lying to people, but it's okay, but it's not okay, because you're the reason why a lot of these women will continuously date the type of dudes that they date. In one breath, you saying you want a polyamorous relationship while also telling women that they should never be taken likely or used for a piece of meat. And this, see, if people wasn't really paying attention and listening to the dumb shit you said, they would take your advice and run with it. Fortunately, we got some level-headed brothers that's on the internet that really be hearing what you saying, and it's like, huh, what? Don't listen to him. I'm trying to tell you, don't listen to him.